Hey kiddos, how you doing today? I hope you're all well. I know that I'm a little lonely and a little bit bored, so we're gonna have something fun to do today. But before we start that, I want to congratulate my younger brother John. You may remember some of his artwork from the music room. There is some of it up there right now. So John just won a big composing prize. The Canadian Men's Chorus has an award for a new composer every year, and John just won a pretty good chunk of money, and they'll be performing one of his songs when all of this lockdown stuff goes away, which is pretty awesome. So way to go, John. I know a lot of you have met him. We will be going outside to look at landscapes and to listen to soundscapes on today's episode of Music with Mr. Voice. Alright, so today we are going to be going outside on a nature walk because it's a beautiful day, and this is the sort of day where if you have to stay inside all day, you might be miserable. So we don't want that. And so we're going to go outside. We're going to look at some landscapes, and we're going to listen to some soundscapes. Okay, so a landscape is everything, oh my goodness, is everything that you can see, all the visible things that you can see that are part of the land when you go outside. So hills, mountains, a river, trees, these are all part of the landscape. Now a soundscape is everything you can hear when you're in one place. So you might hear birds calling, you might hear a bulldozer working, you might hear your sister screaming at you. You might hear a lot of things. These are all part of a soundscape. Excellent. Okay. So let's do a quick review about sounds. Sounds can be measured in several different ways. So first, we have length or duration, okay? So sounds can be short, they can be long, they can be in between. Next way that we can measure sound is by pitch, okay? So we have high pitches and we have low pitches. So high pitches, low pitches. So we show that on a music staff by how high on the staff or how low on the staff the note is. If it's higher up, it's going to be higher than a sound that's down here. Excellent. We can also measure sounds by how loud or soft they are. Sounds can be loud, soft, or in between. And lastly, we have a word called timbre or timbre, but we'll just call it timbre for now. And that describes what a sound sounds like. For instance, a sound could be gritty, it could be clean. All right, so here are some different timbres. Here's clean. And here is gritty. Here is chunky. You might also say that sounded sludgy. That would make sense too. How about airy? That would be an airy tone. How about this? You might say piercing. That would be accurate. All right, so there's many words we use to describe the tone of a sound. That is what timbre is. All right, so we're going to go on our nature walk to look at landscapes and listen to soundscapes. First, we need to get our boots on, or shoes, footwear devices. Keys, check. All right. Let's go out into the world. But first, we have to check to make sure your ears are on. So turn your ears on now. Very good. All right, so when I say turn your ears on, what I mean is that you want to make sure you're concentrating on the sounds you hear. Ooh, what's that? So, I am making a gritty sound with my footsteps right now. And you'll notice I actually am gritting pebbles and chunks of rock under my feet. Very interesting. Kind of a louder type of footstep, more of a stomp. Oh. And now my feet make a much different sound now that I'm on grass. Now for this whole video, you're probably gonna hear wind. So I'm gonna try to talk really loudly because the wind is gonna be making kind of an annoying roaring sound for most of it. I apologize about that, but we can't pick the weather. We can just go enjoy the day as best we can. Oh, right, so we've skipped a little bit of the journey. Right now though, you hear different. These are much longer sounds than regular footsteps. Kind of a scrapey sound. Ooh! Footsteps in water have a little bit of a smack sound. Interesting. It's more of a knocking sound now when I walk on the pavement. That's very interesting. Excellent. Excellent. Wow, you hear the rustle of the leaves under my feet? I found a really good spot to stand for a bit. So we're gonna hang out here and listen for whatever sounds we can hear. You hear that bird? High-pitched, pretty loud from where the bird is. Sound. Kind of a squawk. And we have that delightful trickle of water here. I recommend coming to this spot soon. I think this temporary stream will only be here for a little longer as the snow melts. But that's a nice long continuous sound, the sound of the stream. I don't know if I'd say it was low-pitched or high-pitched. I'd say it's somewhere in between. I can hear the sound of construction from kind of far away. It sort of makes the soundscape not as pretty, but that's all good. Alright, so a couple things you can do on a nature walk. One, you could make a list of all the sounds you hear, or of all the interesting sights you've seen, or the smells you've smelled. You could also bring a piece of paper, a pencil, and something flat to draw on, and just pick a really good spot to sit. As I look up at the hill there, I think that'd be an awesome place to sit. And you can sketch some of what you see in front of you. That's beautiful. Alright, so I've been standing here for probably about 4 or 5 minutes. Some of the things I've observed are that the wind is a little strong today, and that the sound of construction noise in the background is fairly loud today. So there isn't quite the variety of sounds I was hoping to hear, but it's still a wonderful place to spend a few minutes and just enjoy the beauty of the great outdoors. So we're in a different spot now, but I wanted to stop here just because this is such a beautiful sight. And in the background, I'm actually hearing several different kinds of birds. They're all making fairly high-pitched short sounds. Let's listen for a moment.
So cool. So this beautiful place is only going to look like this for probably about another couple days or a week, because all of this water is just melted snow. And as it gets hotter, the water will evaporate. Just as a hint as to where I am. It's a great place to walk or to go with your parents. And if you listen closely when you stand somewhere like here, you can hear the sound of the birds as they move around you. Really cool. Oh, there's one of our bird friends up there. Oh, and another one. And I lost her. Oh, well. Well, that's a particularly beautiful bird song there. You can hear music almost anywhere. It's awesome. Oh, and a car just went by? Your ears tell you all sorts of helpful things that can keep you safe and also make you cheerful. All right, so that was a rad walk, and we got to hear a whole lot of different kinds of sounds. We heard long sounds and short sounds. We heard high-pitched sounds, and we didn't hear as many low-pitched sounds, so I'll give you one now. Ooh. All right, that was a low-pitched sound. We heard sounds that had different timbres. We heard some grit. We heard some crackly sounds. We heard a lovely clear sound of a running stream. And yeah, let's head back inside.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little jaunt we took outside. I hope you get the chance to do your own nature walk sometime soon. One of the really cool things about the community of West Springs is it's pretty quiet compared to a lot of places. Where I live is much louder than West Springs. And so yeah, here's a couple projects you can do if and when you go on a nature walk. One possibility, I'm going to hold this up for just a moment, otherwise you might see why I'm a musician and an actor, and I don't consider myself a visual artist. So I started to do a little drawing of the soundscape. You'll notice up there's a little bird with a couple music notes and some vibrations, because sound is based on vibration. Sounds are vibrations in the air. I didn't quite finish that, but if you enjoy drawing, this is an awesome thing to do. Like I said in the video, you can totally bring a piece of paper and a pencil and something like thin and flat to draw on, and then just find a good spot and sketch what you see. And maybe do little music notes to show where the sounds are coming from if you like. You could also make a table. I have one that you can use if you like. I filled this one out. This is just a table of a variety of the sounds that I heard outside. These activities are totally optional, as is even going for a nature walk. But I hope you do go for a nature walk, because I was having a miserable morning. I was not feeling good. And then I went and did this. And I think being outside and seeing the sunshine and hearing the stream running, there were a lot of things that helped to cheer me up. And I think the afternoon is going to be a whole lot better than the morning was. I hope you're all well. I still definitely miss you. Hopefully we'll get to see you sometime soon. All right, excellent. Have a good day. Actually, sorry, I just realized I have one really deep thought to end this video. And that deep thought is this. Music is everywhere. So when you go out on your nature walk, if you hear a bird singing, and it does its little bird call, and then it waits a little bit, and then it does it again, then you might hear another bird calling back to it. And you start to notice there's almost a pattern to it. And then maybe you'll notice, oh, there aren't many animals or birds that are making sounds at exactly the same time. I don't want to spoil the rest of that deep thinking for you, but if you think of each animal as an instrument, and you could even think of the stream as an instrument, so the construction might interrupt your natural music, but if you listen to all the natural sounds of an area, you might hear a little bit of a natural orchestra, which is really cool. I hope you get to try this. Peace.